What's up, Instagram? The first few seconds of being live are always a little awkward because you're just kind of talking to yourself. And then finally people start coming in and then you can actually start talking. And even then, once you start getting into the flow of things on live and you start saying like, okay, here's what we're gonna talk about today, and you get into it, more people show up and they're like, huh, what's he talking about? That's just the nature of live. So I guess the best way to overcome that is to like let your followers know, let your subscribers know, email your list ahead of time and say, hey, I'm going live at this time. Show up early so you don't miss the opening, 5 minutes where we prep for everything. And then you get into it from there. But this live is going to be short, sweet, to the point. I just want to let you know how to accomplish more in a day and how to feel better in a day. Those are the two things that I judge a day on, basically. How good did I feel? What was my mood like? And how much did I get done? Right? Those are the two things I judge my day on. And really, those are the two things like I really judge my life on. Like when I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna be laying there. I know it, man. I'm on my deathbed. I'm be thinking, how did I feel most of the time? Like, did I feel angry and upset and full of frustration? Or did I feel effing amazing? Did I feel like, fuck yeah, most of the time? Did I feel that way? That's how I'll judge, my life. I look back and be like, how did I feel? And what did I actually get done? I don't know why that's the way it is, but it's just the way it is. It's like, what did I get done? How did I feel? All right, so this video right now, I'm going to break it down to you. 2 things that you can do to make sure you feel great every day and you get a lot of stuff done. Now, the cool thing is, what I'm about to share with you, the 2 things, they work synergistically. It's a fancy word for saying they work together. So when you get a lot of stuff done, you also typically, hopefully, feel great. And when you're feeling great, you also typically, hopefully, get a lot of stuff done. So check it out. Here's what you do. 2 things. Number 1, the night before you go to bed, you plan out what you want to do the next day. All right, that's phase 1. It's the planning phase. Planning is so important. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. I want you all to remember that. I'll say it again because it's super important. Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. All right, I'm going to drill that into whoever I'm hanging around in the future, Ben, because sometimes you hang out with people, you don't plan anything and trying to get work done, and it's like you're trying to figure it out as you go along. Way easier to figure out in advance and then get to work. It'd be like going to war, going to the military, going to frickin' Vietnam without planning, and you show up and you're like, all right, so who are the enemies? What's the strategy? Getting annihilated because you didn't plan ahead of time. That's like life. Life's always moving. We're like fish in a stream. Life's always moving. If you're not planning on where you want to go, how you're going to get around things, who you're going to team up with, you're going to get annihilated. You're going to get pushed back. All right? You're going to get blasted to the back of the pack. If you want to get to the front of the pack, you got to have a plan. If you want to get to the top, you got to have a plan. If you want to get stuff done, you got to have a plan. So remember that. Plan out what you want to do the following day, the night before. It only takes 5 minutes. Hell, it only takes 5 seconds if you do it often enough. So you grab a piece of paper, you grab a pen, you write out the one thing that you want to do the following day. At least one thing. I wouldn't do more than 3. One thing you want to get done the night before. Now, that's phase 1, planning. Phase 2 is execution. You wake up in the morning and you get to work on what you said you wanted to do. Now, the doingness is just one part of the equation, right? Yeah, I said there's 2 steps. There's planning and there's execution. But the doing bit is just one part of the equation because we are human beings. See that guy meditating up there, or that girl, that non-gender specific human meditating? That human isn't meditating to do meditation. That human is meditating so they can be a certain way, they can feel a certain way. We are human beings above all else. So not just you want to plan what you want to do the following day, but you want to plan out how you want to be the following day. All right? Now, once you've planned that out the day before, what happens is you wake up the next day, and because you've only planned it once and you haven't had haven't had any practice executing on what you said you wanted to go for, you might not do it at all. You might just blow it off. You might forget about it. You might not even remember what you planned. You might not remember to check what you planned. You definitely got to check what you planned. You got to review the plan. If you just wake up and say, oh, it's morning time, all right, what am I going to do today? You've already kind of lost. It's like flying to Vietnam, getting dropped off, you got your gun and stuff, you're like, all right, so what's the plan? What are we going to do? You're going to get shot, bro. You got to know your plan as soon as you get in the airplane, as soon as you land, and you get going on where you want to go. I don't know why I'm using war as an example. I started watching that movie Hacksaw Ridge last night. I made it like 15, 20 minutes in, and I was like, this is not my style of movie. I'm not going to watch this. But I got a military example in my head now. So, back to the planning. You're going to wake up. You're going to try back to executing. You're going to wake up and you're going to go to execute on the plan that you planned the night before. But you might forget. You might not even feel like doing it. You might realize you don't have the desire to do it any longer. Well, I got news for you. No worries, because you've got the following day to make up for it. So if you don't do what you set out to do, don't worry. You've got the following day. It's not like you need to beat yourself up and be like, oh, I suck. I just can't do this. I tried that thing, Ted, and it didn't work. Try again. Imagine telling your kid if they woke up one morning and said, Mom, Dad, I'm going to meditate today. And then they didn't meditate. Would you say to them, you said you're going to meditate and you didn't meditate, therefore you shouldn't even bother meditating. No, you would never say that to your child. You'd say, oh, you know what, little Susie, little Johnny, it's okay you didn't meditate today. Maybe try again tomorrow. You'd be loving, you'd be kind, you'd be considerate, you'd be passionate, you'd be, not passionate, you'd be what's the word? Kind, considerate, compassionate. That's the word, compassionate. I knew there was some passion in there. And you just get them to try again. You know? If someone screws up, if you screw up, don't beat yourself up, man. That's just going to dig yourself in the hole a lot deeper and make it a whole hell of a lot harder to get much more done. And you're just going to remain at the bottom. If you want to get to the top, you've got to be easy on yourself and keep coming back on track. See, meditation teaches you a lot about life, because meditation, it's all about trying to focus on the breath. Trying to rest your awareness on the breath. But what ends up happening is the mind thinks, and the mind goes off on these tangents. And that's totally okay. That's like the whole point. The whole point is to let your mind go and then bring it back on track. Let your mind go, bring it back on track. Let your mind go, bring it back on track. Every now and then, you're going to stay on track for 2 or 3 seconds, and then you're going to get back off track. You're going to bring it back on track. And you do this over and over and over again until the timer beeps, or until the gong goes, or until your app guy or girl says, okay, you're done the meditation now. That's it. Meditation is just like life. You know, you set out to do something, you get off track, you come right back on track. All right? So I hope you got something from this video. If you did, awesome. You're the type of person who probably would want to hang out with me in real life. I'd probably be the one. I would probably want to hang out with you in real life. If there's 5 people watching me right now, man, 6 people watching me, I probably want to hang out with you 6 people in real life. If you would like to hang out with me in real life, say, put an emoji. Just comment an emoji right now, and I'll know who you are. Check out your Instagram. We can arrange to meet up one day in the future, I'm sure. But if you enjoyed this little conversation, 9-minute conversation, then I'm sure we could talk for a couple hours on these sorts of topics. Say thank you, Sarah. Sarah says unicorn. Cool. Of all the emojis, put a unicorn. Nice. And then the other peeps out there, we got Rush Tool 94, Laura Loon with the watermelon, Rush Tool with the prayer and stars. The Vegan Mind says, screw the emoji. I'm just going to ask a question. When do you come to Australia? That's a loaded question. That's a loaded question. That question presumes I'll be coming to Australia. I don't know. Well, sirens are gone. I hope everyone's okay out there. I've got a coaching call in the next couple minutes here, so I got to get ready to go. Coaching call is at 8:30. I got to prep. Always a good coaching call. Always good to get back on track. All right. Much love. Peace out. And I do hope to see you all at the Canada Fruit Fest. Oh, yeah, it's going to be sweet. Okay, thanks for watching. Peace out. Much love.